The Crusher MoonHawk returns on this episode of BeamNG RoadKill. We're back with the Crusher MoonHawk. So, I wanted to bring this thing back and make it actually kind of decent instead of a burnout car, but we have to have a little bit of fun with it before I, put a limited slip in it, even though it's probably still going to be a burnout car with a limited slip. We're going to give that a try afterwards. But I want to see if we can make it go down the drag strip at least half decent. This is all in prep for episode 40. But I want to see if I can blow the tire off of this. There we go! We blew the tire off. Not in the way that was intended. Oh, man. I'm surprised I didn't break the axle. Do I even have that app up? Let me check before we move on with this. Apps. Oh yeah, no, we do. I didn't even break anything. That's amazing. Now I gotta get this thing all the way to the track. And for some reason I have a clutch pedal. I guess this was a manual car at some point. I don't remember if this was manual when I got it or not. Alright, let me get this thing to the track. So we're gonna try to make this thing good again. Which, or well, we're at least gonna try to make this thing good. As you can see, we've already done a magnificent amount of damage to it. Didn't take long at all. Oh boy, come on, stop. Good car. There you go. So, a few things we got to do to this to make this drag racing worthy. So this thing does have a trans brake, so I need to put better tires on it. I got to get rid of the stocks. As much as I like them with the Steelies, I got to get rid of them, so I'm going to pull the good old General Hook. Limited slip rear diff. Need that. And I also want that for burnouts for distance, with both tires this time. And probably a few other things. Maybe put a racing seat in it. Maybe put some shocks in the rear just to help get that axle under control a little bit more. Because for episode 40, we're not going to be going in a straight line. We're going to be cornering, so probably at the end of this, we'll head back to the compound and just drive it around one of the tracks really quick to see if it's going to be an okay car. This is probably pushing at least 1,200 horsepower, I'm going to guess, with this motor, but yeah, there's a few things we could do. Another thing I want to do is front wheel line lock. So I've been seeing people do this. Actually, no, I think it was rear. Yeah, rear it was. I've been seeing configurations in this game with a rear wheel line lock, and it actually makes sense for slowing down the car. So we're going to go with that. Alright, let's just put a racing seat in the driver's seat. I might get the car caged before episode 40, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, I think I might just do the shocks in this thing. Put the heavy-duty shocks in it. Give it a little bit more stiffness. Springs should be okay. Should still get that little bit of a lean. Sway bar should be alright. Disc brakes. This thing's gonna need brake pads. It hasn't gotten them. It needs them. Did I put power steering on? No, I did not. Well, you know what? Let's leave it like that. Have your shocks. Heavy duty. I am curious to see what this thing's gonna do with the stocks on it down the quarter. So we'll see. Rear drive shaft. Let's put the 338s in it. I want to have those a little bit of longer gears because I think this thing only has a 3-speed automatic in it. That's a 4-speed drag converter with a medium stall converter. I wouldn't mind putting exhaust on it too to make it a little bit more comfortable to drive. But on the rear, since we've basically destroyed them, put some 15x9 classic Steelies on. And 55s. Can I put some 60s? No. It's either a 55 or a 45. Oh, no. Here we go. Yeah, that should help it. It should really help it. So I don't want this to be a car that I'm just going to throw on drag slicks because I know it's going to wheelie. Of course, from when we did the first burnout for distance, I've tuned up the rev limit a little bit on the car. So it should be a little better. Alright. That was rough. I didn't do the rear brakes. This thing is a lot of wheel hop. I think I need to adjust a little bit of tire pressure. Alright, let's do one more run down the strip before we start to get a time here. Let's go off the trans brake again. Wow. Still didn't do the Prads. I also need to figure out what my line lock key was. R? No, that's reset. T. That's two-step. Y. That's the launch. UI. No, I'll figure it out. Alright, my line lock is E. And before we get going, let's do this. Let's see what kind of quarter mile it's going to run. I feel like it's going to be pretty fast until we put the front wheels on, because they're going to weigh a little bit more than the stocks. 9.5. Now, if only I did put a little bit of a grippier slick on it. I don't know, maybe I could get away with putting a little bit of a grippier tire on it. Let's give it a try. Now this is where I'm a little curious if it'll do a burnout. Ooh, picked up the front wheel. Trans brake. Whoa. Suspension's a little bit too soft. Let's try to get one more pass in. I'm just gonna heat cycle it. And then I want to go try burnouts for distance. See if we can actually go the full length of that, I think that's a 4th mile little road that we started out on. Let's start out over in this lane. Suspension's not happy. Let's actually try two-step. We'll launch at 4,000 RPM. And 8.9. I have no brakes left. They are gone. I think it's going to need some suspension in the future, but I think for now it's at a good spot. I think it's good where it's at. Alright, well, let's go put the tires back on the rear, and let's go and try to do some burnouts for distance like this thing is really made for. This thing's fun. It really shifts gears hard, too. That's the interesting thing about this car. It really does handle a lot better. I thought this thing wasn't going to handle as good as it did with the little bit wider tire. I think I'm putting the hood back on it too. Make it a little bit more of a full vehicle again. Ooh. Okay. Burnouts for distance. So, I'm gonna hope that this doesn't blow the tires off the back of it, because then I can't go and track test this, because I won't have a new set of wheels. So, let's hope this doesn't go terribly wrong. That was not really a burnout for distance. No. This is how you do burnouts for distance right here. Gotta get that tire pressure up. The wheel hop in this thing is bad. All right, let's see. I've effectively ruined this car. It just wheel hops his head off. I should be turning around anyways. One more run. One more run. Oh my god, the wheel hop. Yeah, the car ain't happy. It doesn't like doing burnouts for distance. Let's see if I just put the the old shocks back in the rear, if it'll actually make a difference. Just because they have that little bit stiffer of a shock. Ooh, it's a little bit more promising. And go. Yeah, this thing doesn't like burnouts for distance. Well, you know what? I think that's just going to do it here. I don't think we're going to track test it, because I think I got some fixing to do to this thing in the meantime before we actually do something with it. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.